Welcome back to Maggie and Macha. We've been back in Zambia for about 10 days now, and I'm just going to give you a little recap of what it's been like since we've been back. I hope you follow and subscribe, and here we are back in Macha. You can see that the maize, the corn, is growing. This is actually quite short compared to some of them, so maybe this field, the farmer didn't have any fertilizer. Of course, it also means that we have to do a lot of mowing, and this is Zambian style. They do it, it's called slashing, and they have this bent piece of metal that is not sharp, and they just swing it from side to side, changing hands, and that's how they mow the lawn. It only took about 2 days for word to get out that we were back in Macha, and so our milkman showed up, and this is how he sells us raw milk right from the cows. He refills these 2.5 liter jugs, and then we just get our pot from the kitchen, and he dumps it in there. And yeah, he goes around the neighborhood selling his milk, and we love it. Once the milk is in the pot on the stove, then I have to check it with a thermometer and make sure that it doesn't boil. And there's a protocol that I follow. And then after that, I pour it into the jars and seal them and let them cool for a bit before I put them in the refrigerator. Once the milk has been refrigerated, you can see that there's a layer of cream on top and then the regular milk underneath. So when we're going to drink it, we shake the bottle and mix it all up. Of course, if we're going to make ice cream, then we save the cream because that's what we use to make the ice cream. That evening, I had been trying to make dinner for a while and kept getting interrupted, and then looked out the window. Sure enough, someone was coming to sell us some baskets. So this time I sent my husband out to look at them, and this is what he got. Not too bad. About 5 minutes later, Plucky, who is the guy who does everything involving roofs and ceilings and stuff, came to our house and climbed up through the hole in the ceiling because with the rainy season, we've been having some wet spots along our hallway. So he's been trying to figure out what the problem is since last year, and better him than me climbing up into the attic. Who knows what's crawling around up there, but he does this all the time, so he doesn't care. You can see the different color ceiling board up there because they had replaced it last year when they thought they had fixed the problem, but obviously you can see the little wet spot, and during the rain we can hear it drip, drip. About 5 minutes later, another lady came to sell us baskets, and she's just a hoot. This lady, she has diabetes, so she's always trying to sell baskets so that she can buy her insulin. And so my husband was out there talking to her for a while because time is what you need to give to people around here. Nothing happens quickly, so a lot of time is spent visiting while you're shopping and just getting to know them. Between her broken English and our little bit of Tonga, we can usually communicate somewhat, and so it's just fun to sit with her and help her out by buying some of these baskets, and then we take them back to the US sometimes, and then people will enjoy them there. It obviously doesn't take very long to get quite a collection of baskets, but since we have students here now, we're more than happy for them to come and enjoy them. So the next morning, there you can see the cream and my husband drinking some of the milk that we got from the milkman. Later that morning, I was at the guest house, and this guy showed up with 5 chickens, live chickens, because the manager at the guest house had ordered them. So since I was there, I just found a box and we put them in there. He was going to go home and get the other 5 chickens because they had ordered 10. So unfortunately, this was not a good day for these chickens since they were going to be prepared for the students to have that evening. I was just hoping that they wouldn't jump out of the box and run away, and then the manager wouldn't be able to find them. But they stayed in the box. Once I got home, I enjoyed my roses. I went around looking at all of them because they're just so happy this time of year. They're growing well, they're beautiful, and so I just took time to just enjoy them. And I do need to trim them, but it is nice that the termites haven't eaten them, so they're just pretty. And some new ones are about to bloom, and the butterflies are just enjoying the little flowers that we planted around. And yeah, so I just enjoyed my roses for a bit. This is one of my favorites, and I think it's because it's just beautiful, and I had some of these in my wedding bouquet. So that one is extra special. Later that afternoon, I went back over to the guest house to make sure that things were being prepared for the new visitors, the medical students who are arriving. And I found the manager and her helper cleaning the chickens, plucking the chickens, and yeah, it's part of life here. You don't just go to the market and buy some chicken in a package. Unless, of course, you're in Livingston or Lusaka, then you can go to a grocery store. Overnight, one of my friends had been rushed to the hospital to have an emergency C-section 5 weeks early. So I went to see her at the hospital, and of course I didn't take any pictures or anything, and didn't get to see her little baby girl yet because she's only 1.4 kilograms and is still in the neonatal ICU. So I'm hoping to see them both when they go home. But in the meantime, I decided to take a tour of the female ward, which has been under renovation. And as you can see, we have new paint, new ceilings, new lights, new separations between the different parts of the ward, and new ablutions or toilets and showers. So this is all coming along just fine. They are just waiting for the doors to be added to some of the bathrooms, I think. But as you can see, here is the new nurses station, and then down the hall are some semi-private rooms that have been renovated as well. And then this is looking down towards the male ward and the front of the hospital. Life in Africa just takes a lot more effort. It's like going back 100 years in the US. We have to hang all of our laundry. We don't have any dryers. So I started my laundry and hung up like half of it before my house helper came. And so that's why it's not unusual to have a house helper. She comes 2 afternoons a week because she helps me with the laundry and she helps me with cleaning the house. Many Zambian professionals have someone to do their cooking, and then they also have someone to do their cleaning and their laundry. And then they sometimes, often, actually most times, will have someone to care for the kids, take them to school, bring them home from school, be with them so that they can be at work doing what they need to do for their job. So it's definitely a team effort. As you can see in my laundry basin here, the water is pretty brown, and that's pretty typical. There's a lot of dust. We have dirt roads, dirt paths, and that dirt just gets in the laundry. So you can see, at least it's clean now. And then I cleaned out the tub and it was fine. So yeah, lots of dirt. Macha is very dusty. This is a clean bathtub, but unfortunately because of the calcium, we often have to use vinegar to get all of that extra dirt off of there. In the evening, we took some of the students over to the dam. You can see once again the maize growing along the way. And in the distance, you can see that termite mound sticking up. They just find places wherever they want to be, sometimes around a tree, sometimes just sticking up in the middle of nowhere. And yes, but it's a nice time of the evening to go for a walk. This day was nice and sunny, so it was a good evening to go for a walk and walk down to the dam. As you can see, it's overflowing. There's been quite a bit of rain, so that's good. Yeah, we have temperatures this time of year are in the high 70s or 80s, but it is very humid. So you can be sitting inside and still just sweating because of the humidity. I don't know how high the humidity is, but everything is very sticky. So we usually take a shower before we go to bed so that we can sleep well. It's beautiful. We enjoyed the overflow dam as well. We walked down there and showed them where it was. I always want to slide down this overflow. I think it would be fun, but the color of the water and the parasites in the water would not be fun. I found this guy who was also doing his laundry because it was a nice sunny day. So between the two of us, I think we got our jobs done. There's never a dull moment. So when we got back to the guest house, my husband had to climb up the tower, make sure that there was water in the tank because we've been having problems with too much calcium in the pipes and then being blocked off, and then the tank doesn't fill, which means that then the visitors don't have any water to shower with. When visitors come, they bring us a lot of supplies, medical supplies. So I was unpacking those, sorting them out to be taken to the hospital. And we are very grateful for all the donations that are given every time. Then my husband finished the evening off by taking that cream from the milk and making some ice cream. I'll end my video with a picture of one of our roses that my husband took and sent it to me from the hospital yesterday. So thank you for watching. I hope you subscribe. I hope you like the video and share it with others. Until next time.